What's going on, my friends, my family, my fellow gamers? This is your boy, Rock77. Did I say my boy or your boy? Anyway, this is your boy, Rock77, your only friend on these YouTube streets, coming back at you with another video. If you're new to the channel, welcome. And I know some of you who've been on my channel are tired of hearing that, but I have to keep repeating it because there's always a chance there's someone new to the channel, okay? And if you are new to the channel, welcome. I hope you stick around by hitting the subscribe button and, of course, the bell. So you can get the latest notifications, and check out the description box. You'll see the link to my Twitter. Hit me up with a follow there so we can continue the conversation. And for those who choose to donate to the channel and support the channel via PayPal, I truly appreciate it. But if you don't understand, what I appreciate the most out of everybody is what you're doing right now, checking out the content. Now, I look kind of tired. Look at my little dungeon room. I'm stuck, I'm in jail. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just moving around. Part of my job, traveling, and this is my temporary room for the next 2 days. I leave Sunday to better quarters, but it is what it is. I understand, but look at this shit. It's literally, it looks like a jail cell, right? But anyway, kind of tired today, long day, whatever. But I want to do a video, okay? And this is one of those I can't get my rant on because I have to be mindful of my neighbors, other military that's in the other rooms. They're asleep. Some of them on late shift or whatever, so I can't wild out. But this right here is going to be, it's not going to be a rant. It's going to be another educational video, all right? And it's because somebody has to do it, okay? Because no one else is going to do it, all right? And I'm not saying, well, there's other people that can do it, but they're not into YouTube like that or doing videos like that, okay? And then the people who are into YouTube doing videos on their channel, they're not really going to address this. So I'm going to address this. So right now, to start with, I already see conversations on Twitter and stuff like that, how people are predicting Sony is going to lose the next generation if they don't adopt this crossplay strategy that Microsoft and Nintendo, okay? To backtrack a little bit, just so that way some of you are in the know, because some of you may not be aware, but recently Nintendo tweeted out to Microsoft, right, saying that, hey, let's, something to the effect of, hey, let's play, Minecraft together or whatever. And Microsoft responded, the Microsoft Twitter account responded, yeah, cool, whatever. It's pretty much a jab at Sony because Sony is unable to do it. Well, that's the wrong way to say it. Sony doesn't allow crossplay on Minecraft with Nintendo and Xbox. Sony does not allow crossplay with their direct competitors, and Sony feels their direct competitor is Nintendo and Microsoft because of the Xbox and the Switch. They will crossplay with any other gaming platform, PC, iOS, Android, tablets, whatever. They just won't crossplay with that. So that tweet set off a whole series of events on both sides, Twitter war, console wars, all the fun stuff, And then that part is pretty funny. It's just funny seeing, Nintendo fans or Microsoft fans talking shit about Sony guys. They're doing up memes and pictures of, you see like 2 kids outside playing and 1 kid outside looking out the window crying. But then, the kid in the window crying, they put like the Sony symbol, the PlayStation symbol, and then the 2 kids playing on Nintendo Microsoft. So it's funny seeing all those memes and talk shit. On the opposite side, you see the Sony fans, fanboys, whatever, clapping back with memes of, PlayStation dominating by itself. You got 2 people crying over each other on their shoulders. One guy had a picture of Lord of the Rings, where you see Frodo like passed out on, I forgot the dude's name. You understand what I'm saying? They look like tired and they're stressed out. It's funny. It's funny in terms of the memes and the conversations. But I'm noticing serious conversations. And once again, I think it's miseducating the gamers. In the serious conversation, people are saying that this is the key to Sony's downfall. PlayStation 5 will fail, or it's not going to do as good, because this is what gamers are going to purchase. This is going to be the main thing gamers want. I'm telling you, no. That is not correct. Not even close, okay? Not even close. Just like how I told you guys, Xbox One X is not going to have Vega or Ryzen. Just like I told you guys, Xbox One X is not going to be the primary selling platform. It's not going to start with NPDs. It's not going to be the main selling system simply because of power, okay? And just like I told people 2 years ago, Microsoft putting their games on PC is a bad idea. Yes, I understood everybody saying Microsoft has an OS and they're trying to create a store on the PC platform to make more money. I understand the point. What many people did not understand when I was saying is it diminishes the console that they're trying to sell. You know what I'm saying? It diminished its identity because you can take something and play it somewhere else. And that is exactly what happened. That is exactly what happened. The hardcore gaming community is ragging on Xbox for lack of exclusives. All right? And the counter of, well, nobody cares about that doesn't work. All right? Here's the idea. Here's the thing. This idea that PlayStation 5 will fail or won't do as good because of crossplay is completely false. It will have nothing to do with the next generation battle. Absolute zero. It will not impact PlayStation sales. If it does, it's so minute, people won't even notice. Only the most extreme hardcore gamers actually care about going back and forth. And I'm not saying that's not important. I'm not saying Sony shouldn't do it. My stance on crossplay, Sony, do what you want. If you want to do crossplay, fine. If they don't want to do crossplay, don't. I don't really care. I don't really care one way or another. It doesn't hurt me if they do it. It doesn't bother me if they don't do it. For those that do care, go at Sony, tweet them, send them emails, tell them how you really feel, okay? Me, I really don't care one way or another. Like, I don't care about that as much as I really don't care if Microsoft keeps free-to-play games behind a paywall. I don't care one way or another. They're going to do what they're going to do, all right? It's whatever, right? But this idea that crossplay will be the key for next gen, you are only fooling yourselves. The people are saying that, right, are only saying that because they hope that's the key to the next PlayStation's downfall. They're not telling you that because that's what it really is. They're only hoping. In reality, they're hoping that's what happens. They're hoping that Xbox or Nintendo become the number one, number two platform, and PlayStation is down on the bottom as third. That's what they're hoping. And I'm going to tell you, you might as well get rid of that hope. You might as well give any idea of that's happening. That's not going to happen. I'm going to tell you why, all right? Look at the console market. I want you to pay attention. You know, sit back, relax, and look and reflect. Compare the console market to any other market that's out there, whether it's cars, phones, tablets, TVs, and try to look at what is the main difference between the console market and every other market that's out there. All right. So pause the video right now. Just pause it. Sit back. Take 5-10 minutes. Take 2-3 days. Take whatever, and then come back because I'm about to tell you in about 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. The main difference between the console market and every other market is the console market, believe it or not, is in a volatile position because we don't have that many choices of platforms. We only have 3 console platforms. That's it. If any one of those consoles drop out of the market, it will seriously, completely impact how you play games. For example, we'll start with the Microsoft guys, the hardcore Microsoft guys. The guys are X, bleed green. You know what I'm saying? You've been with Xbox till day one and you won't go anywhere else. Well, what happens if Microsoft stops making Xbox? Where would you go to play games? Some of you can't stand PC, so that's not even a choice for you guys because you're strictly console gamers. Oh, I only play on consoles, that's it. So if you only play on consoles, who would you choose? If you go Nintendo, you're primarily going to be playing Nintendo first-party IPs and very limited third-party support. That means the Grand Theft Autos, the Call of Duties, the Battlefields, the Red Dead Redemptions, all those big IPs, you will no longer have access to any of those third-party support. You'll have some great first-party games if you actually care for them in the first place, like Mario's or the whatever, but all the other stuff, Madden and the 2K, all that stuff, no, maybe Madden, whatever, but a lot of the big third parties, you're not getting. If you choose Sony, you'll pick the platform that you didn't like in the first place. The policies, the company, the controller, all that stuff that you hate. So who would you choose? The answer, you have to pick somebody or you're going to stop playing games because you don't have anyone else to go to. Same question I posed to the Sony fans, PlayStation fans that can't stand Nintendo, PC, or Xbox. What would you do if Sony stopped making consoles? Where would you go for your console gaming needs? Again, you're down to 2 choices, Nintendo and Xbox. And they're both dramatically different. If you're a Nintendo dude and you only care about Nintendo because they have the best IPs, what happens if they decide to stop making hardware? Again, you're down to two platforms, Xbox and PlayStation. So who would you choose? Regardless of who you prefer platform, if one company decides to get out of the hardware race, that significantly impacts our decision of what platform to support. You understand what I'm saying? You don't really go through that in the industry out there. There's countless choices of TVs. There's countless choices of laptops and desktop computers. Hell, you could build your own desktop computer if you want. There's countless choices of phones. For example, let's say if you're an iPhone guy, right? But you hate Samsung because you hate the quality of the Samsung specific lineup. iPhone decides not to make iPhones anymore. So now you need a new smartphone. Guess what? You don't have to go with Samsung. You got HTC, you got LG, you got Sony, and you got whatever goddamn other companies are out there. You see what I'm saying? Let's say your preferred laptop is Dell. You love Dell and you hate Hewlett-Packard. You can't stand Hewlett-Packard. One day Dell goes belly up. No more Dell laptops. So who do you get your next laptop for? You don't have to go to Hewlett-Packard. You got Acer, you got Lenovo. You could build your own. There's plenty of options, you know. If you're a car driver and you love Ford trucks, and let's say you, for whatever reason, you can't stand Chevy trucks, for whatever reason, I don't know, whatever. Ford decides to stop making trucks or Ford goes belly under. Now you need a new company to buy a new truck from. Guess what? You don't have to buy Chevy. Toyota makes trucks, Dodge makes trucks. You get a Dodge Ram 1500 big, you know. There's options, you know. Console gaming, we're in a volatile market. We got only 3 console manufacturers. Only 3. Because we're limited to 3 choices, right? The way they are successful is they have to do what they're intended to do. And that's provide games for that specific console, okay? And because there are 3 unique consoles, the more unique games that console provide, the more positivity and word of mouth people will have for that console. That's the secret, and that will always be the secret. Now, there's other smaller factors, namely price. Price is always a huge factor because consoles are always known as affordable products. Yes, when they first launched, they're kind of expensive, all right? You know, $400 or $500, whatever, okay? But as the year goes by, the quicker they are able to get under $300, the more sales. That's why sales goes up every year because the prices drop down. You know, the faster you could get to sub $300, you know, to the $250, $200 range, the more sales you're going to gain, okay? So selling a console at a high expensive starting point up here, let's say like all the way up here, makes it more difficult to finally get to that price point of $250, $200, you know? The lower the price point you get, the better the console is, all right? But ultimately, it's the games, okay? Look at Xbox, all right? Since 2015, 3 years, Microsoft has offered backwards compatibility. It's been around for 3 years. Microsoft offers refunds. You know, they offer a lot of great things. Refunds, game gifting, now Game Pass, you know what I'm saying? With day one first-party titles. They've been have backwards compatibility, and if you buy the X, you get it with enhancements. They offer a lot of service features, which are great. I'm not, you know, I'm not here to talk shit, whatever. They do offer a lot of great things for the Xbox consumers. But the reality is these features is not helping Microsoft outsell Sony, okay? And I'm not saying that in order to be successful in the console business, you have to outsell Sony. All I'm saying is these things that you guys hold to super high regards, the majority of consumers don't care, all right? Because if they did care, they will be going after that specific product. People will be buying that product. This is the thought process where I'm telling you, well, how about this crossplay? Most people do not care about crossplay. I'm not saying Sony shouldn't have it. I'm not saying Sony shouldn't adopt or it's not good for gamers. That's not the point I'm trying to say. What I'm trying to say is if you think, right, if you honestly think that crossplay is a huge factor in the success of PS5, you are surely mistaken. You are completely mistaken. You're no different than the people who thought Xbox One X was going to start outselling PS4. You're no different than the dudes who thought that Scorpio was going to have Ryzen Vega. You're just making up stuff, or you're just taking information and not logically, critically thinking about the information. You're just hoping that that information turns out the way you want. You guys are hoping that crossplay will be the downfall of the next PlayStation. All right. In reality, it's not even going to be a huge factor. People are not going to go in with the intent of buying a PS5 and then asking, hold up, can I crossplay with the next Nintendo product with this PlayStation? No, I can't. Oh, I'm going for Xbox then because it could play with another console. Most people don't care. Most people are going to buy one console, and that's the console they're playing on. And on that console, they want to play with their friends that has the same console. That's the reality. That's it. All right? For Microsoft and Nintendo to be competitive, especially Microsoft, they're going to need compelling games. It's going to be a little bit harder for Microsoft because all their games is on PC. You all could say whatever you want in reality, but the fact is Microsoft games are not exclusive. It's on PC. Yes, it could be used as a talking point, but it's also used for other gamers who are like, you know what? I have a PC. It may not be the best PC. You know, maybe the game only runs at 1080p, 60 frames. It doesn't run 4K or 2K, whatever. But it's good enough to play the games while they could put their money towards a console that has games they don't have access to on the whatever rig case PC they have. All right? This is not a question of having a PC that runs games at 8K, 120 frames. It's just simply already having a product that plays the games already. So if you're going to spend the $400-500 on a new product, pick the product that does something different. And that's going to be Microsoft hinder. That's what's going to be, that's going to hurt the Xbox. Plain and simple. It's you already seeing it. Okay, Xbox One is not selling as much as a 360. It's nowhere near 80 million. It probably won't reach 80 million at all. That's just the reality, okay? You guys are focusing on the wrong metrics that makes a console successful. You guys are just hoping crossplay will be the downfall of PlayStation, all right? That's not it. If Sony somehow screws up with the PlayStation 5, it won't be because of crossplay or cross-account sharing. That has nothing to do with that. It's going to be something involving price, all right? What exactly the type of PlayStation 5 they're trying to sell the consumers? You understand what I'm saying? Those are the things. What is their messaging when they do sell the PlayStation 5? That is what's going to be the downfall of the console. Just like with the PS3, shitty-ass messaging, excuse my language, and just like the Xbox One, crappy messaging. What are you trying to sell? Okay? And the key is, because we only have 3 consoles, the message always has to be about the console playing games and the company making the games saying we will support it with great titles you can only get on this console. People love the word exclusive. All right, it is not unique to gaming. It is across all media markets or whatever. Exclusive features, exclusive membership, exclusive rewards. Exclusive usually means quality for a lot of people. It's a good marketing term. You understand what I'm saying? And then when people buy that product, right, and they play exclusive things that are great, and they look at the other option that they could have bought and realize, you know what? If I would have bought that product, I wouldn't be able to play this right now. You know how many gamers are right now are so happy that they chose PlayStation over Xbox because they play God of War, and now the upcoming Spider-Man. You know how many Spider-Man fans are so happy that they chose PlayStation 3-4 years ago, even before the announcement of Spider-Man. You know, a lot of PlayStation fans who are Spider-Man fans, when that announcement of Spider-Man was coming to PS4 and it was exclusive, do you know how many are like, whoo, thank God I bought the PS4 instead of the Xbox, because I almost bought an Xbox because of backwards compatibility or because of this or because of that. And many of them are like, oh, thank God I made the right choice. Because some of them don't have more than one console. Some of them are limited to just one console, whether it's because of money or time invested. Whatever the reason, there are lots of gamers that are happy that they chose PlayStation 4. And it isn't because of backwards compatibility or whatever. It's because of the games the platform currently plays for the current generation. That is the focus for next generation. What will PlayStation 5 do for people who bought the PlayStation 5 plus the 4 PlayStation 5 games? What will the next Xbox, we'll call it Xbox 2, will do for the people who buy Xbox 2 to play Xbox 2 games? That is the key, all right? Price and messaging, all right? This whole crossplay shit, excuse my language, this whole crossplay stuff, you can forget about it. People who are preaching all the failure or the success, doing that, no. They're not preaching because they're trying to make a guess or, what's the proper word? An assumption, but it's not really assumption. You know, a prediction, you know. They're not making predictions. What they're doing is they're pushing out their hopes. They're hoping that crossplay will be the failure of PlayStation 5. That's the reality, and it's not. It's not going to be the big factor. The big factor for the next consoles is no different than any other console. It's going to be about price, and it's going to be about messaging of what they push out. What will the next generational platforms do for the gamer for next generation games? What are you trying to sell, Microsoft? What are you trying to sell, Sony? What are you trying to sell, Nintendo? That's it. That's the key. Because there isn't a lot of choices of consoles. We really can't get it anywhere else. So the few that are doing it, what are you trying to do? Because you're limited in choices. We are limited in choices. That's the key. All right? We have nowhere else to go. So whatever you guys are doing, you got to do it right. Because there is no room to be messing around with all this stuff. All right? This is your boy PorterRock77. If you're new to the channel, if you're enjoying this video, please let me know what you think. Hit up the comment section. You should be seeing little end screens right now, so you can easily subscribe to the channel. And hit up the comment section, hit up the Twitter. Let me know what you think, all right? I hope if you're new and you saw this video first time, that you stick around. Anyway, see you in a couple of days when I'm in a better location instead of this dungeon. But anyway, you guys take care and enjoy your gaming, all right? Peace.